I just finished watching R.I.P.D 2 Rise of the Damned, available now on Netflix, and have quite a few things to say about this movie. It is apparently quite deceitful. Well, the title is a bit misleading. It is not the sequel to the original R.I.P.D movie released back in 2013, a whole 9 years ago. It is actually a prequel to that movie, as you probably don't remember, and neither did I, unless you are a fan of the Dark Horse comic series that these movies are based on. But basically, it was all about Afterlife, a newly dead cop played by Ryan Reynolds, who has to team up with the Old West smart mouth Sheriff Roy Pulsifer, played by Jeff Bridges, and go find deados living on Earth, who are these monsters from hell that either live disguised as humans or inhabit and occupy human bodies. And so stuff happens. If at this point or any time later you decide to pause this video and go check up exactly what R.I.P.D was all about, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more reviews of films and TV shows and related videos. And now back to R.I.P.D 2 Rise of the Damned. So let's start by saying this: as we now remember the name of the protagonist of the first movie, Roy, we can also figure out that Roy Sefus, played by Jeffrey Donovan, is the same quick-worded and wisecracking Sheriff Jeff Bridges portrayed all those years ago. So in reality, the second movie of the series is the prequel. As things happen earlier in time, Sheriff is younger, freshly died in the line of duty, and throughout the movie is also trying to figure out who killed him. It is apparently a very important storyline, as it ties together all these random people and deados involved in the first half hour to an hour of the movie. This part, I mean roughly first half of the movie, I started losing focus, was looking into my phone a bit and began to genuinely lack interest in what was happening. This is how I often judge how interesting or at least captivating a movie or a TV show is. If I grip arms off my chair and sweat, or even sometimes shut my eyes, succumbing to all the intensity of the movie or TV show, I consider time well spent and keep watching it. But when I start looking away or into my phone, no good. But I can tell you this, it gets better. Second half of the movie got slightly better, or so it seemed. It is possible that that was the moment when I decided to make this short review video, and so I started paying more attention. I don't know right now, but I kinda watched second half being more into it. And since my brain was not occupied that much in first half, all these questions started popping in. Why this movie is not available in 4K? It's on Netflix, it's on Blu-ray, it's on DVD. 4K is the staple of the good movie now, only cartoons are not in 4K, and even some of those are doing 4K now. Why all CGI is so poorly made? Graphics is for the most part a blur. I have a good 4K Samsung TV. When streaming Ultra HD, aka 4K quality, everything is crystal clear. This 1080p HD quality movie I watched on Netflix simply feels rushed, like they actually worked on it for the past 8.5 years, then set deadline in 6 weeks and finished it as soon as possible. Slapped together weirdly unfinished sequences, graphics, and all those monsters are ridiculously blurry, spaggy and noisy, trashy. I can't even find better words here. There were moments looking at flaming hell or flying monsters, souls, and whole TV area was occupied by computer generated images. Oh wow, it was so bad. I simply kept thinking, why not make this in better quality? Why did they just, was it because of lack of fans? Or what reasons? There was no Ryan Reynolds here, no world-class big actors. Jeffrey Donovan is not a big star. He has some shows and movies under his belt, but nothing really big except TV stuff where he had his own show Burn Notice that went on for 7 seasons. I personally just started watching it, what a coincidence. It's available on Hulu, and first season doesn't seem to be as HD as I'd expect something to be in 2007. I mean, full HD started around 2009, so in 2007 it didn't have to be extremely HD, but stuff filmed in 2007 could have been upscaled to HD. I watched X-Files earlier and it started in the 90s, but quality of the stream is amazing, even for the episodes made then. As a matter of fact, whole X-Files was made before HD became became cool and countrywide. But don't let me stray away. I also like Jeffrey Donovan in that one season of Fargo. Have you heard? Fargo is amazing. It's full of famous comedians slashing each other's throats and shooting and otherwise killing everyone as willing and unwilling participants of criminal developments. Very funny stuff. Also available on Hulu. So it feels like they didn't have enough funds and they rushed it good. Since first movie only grossed like 80 million after having 130 million budget, this second movie was released directly to DVD, Blu-ray and Netflix. There is a hint at the possible continuation of the series when Jan or Joanne, played by Penelope Mitchell, tells Roy that he's on the hook to serve R.I.P.D for the next 100 years. This may be as well as a hint on more movies to follow. They didn't know, how could they know that this movie will be quite a time waster, so hints or not, I don't think they will continue. This is a fail, and trying to resurrect this movie line is a failed move, in my honest opinion. These days, as we all know, there is this chase for content. While lots of new shows and movies come out all the time, it is not enough, never enough. More TV, more movies, we need more, we demand more, and so our streaming services need more, and they sometimes get more than they bargained for. Like this R.I.P.D 2, a movie that nobody wanted to see, and having seen, no one really likes it, but it has its moments, of course. So when they travel to the real life, two white people characters, a male Donovan and his partner female Joanne, played by Penelope Mitchell, become two black female characters. It is an interesting choice in my opinion, probably a nod to the need to have more black people in the movies and on TV, being woke and stuff like that, right? I don't know. A quick Google search for avatars in the original comic books didn't yield any comprehensible results, so I cannot say if comic books had those, but in the movie they made them two black women in the Wild West time and place. The implied plight of the black women in the old Wild West of the 1876, right? How they make the hotel owner burn no colored allowed notice that was preventing them from staying. In general, there are two female bounty hunters from back in the days of the Wild West. I don't think so, but okay. I guess this is a different reality, another universe where things look like ours, but not ours, because it's all coming from comic books where anything is allowed, right? But then they have to fight these huge outlaw dudes, and some of them are deados, so stronger and faster. While Roy and Joanne are also faster when they were alive, this is only mentioned once and in no way shown later. So they fight big dudes and keep beating them. I guess that's why it was stated that they were faster, right? It all seems just like a pile of weird spaghetti noodles that are all dry and unappetizing even to look at. Anyways, why wasn't Joan's avatar a man, since Roy's avatar was a woman? Did women travel in twos before and men were not allowed? Or is it another special allowance thanks to comic base of this story? There are so many questions and the movie is really useless to answer all of them. Why did I start watching it at all? I didn't know, maybe because I looked at the banner. It looks pretty cool. Maybe because I've recently been watching Burn Notice with Donovan, so I thought him joining R.I.P.D revival would be something good, especially after him doing quite well in Fargo. IMDb has 4.5 stars out of 10 for this movie, and I would say it's quite accurate. I would even say 4 stars out of 10. Better find and watch Gangs of London. That one was one of the best shows I've ever seen this year. Thanks for listening and watching, and good luck.